Greetings everyone. We continue our reading and discussion of Prabhuji's book Bhakti Yoga, The Path of Love. Today we will make a small detour after our last talk where we discussed that the path of Bhakti does not require the faith in God, but rather it preaches faith in love, in that latent capacity that we all possess to love. I remembered something from the very early days of the mission, and I felt that I really want to share this with you because this is an incredible quality I feel that Prabhuji possesses. His way to see life, his way to read life, to read scriptures, to write. And I feel that we can learn so much from that. So I wanted to share this with you. And before we will get to it, it's so beautiful because it comes, usually, as we spoke, we divide life in so many different ways, but when we follow the path of religion, we have a very clear definition of what is sacred and what is not, and as I understand, Prabhuji doesn't see life like that. And someone who is as passionate as he is, as humble, but true humility, not as he writes in his preface, and he really means that he sees himself as a joke from the sky, and as he writes, the only mistake of his spiritual masters. And it's so genuine. So the way he's able to keep this passion, to keep this fire that ignited in his early transformative experience at the age of 8 until today, so many years after, and after experiencing that taste and going deeper and deeper in that profound state of realization of his real nature, he is as passionate and maybe even more passionate as he was. And this ability to recognize, this ability to see the presence of the divine in everything around him, I think this is one of the, for me, one of the most precious things that I aspire to learn from him and to bring this into my life. And before we get to it, I would like to start from the beautiful story from a 4th chapter of Chandogya Upanishad, one of the holy scriptures of Sanatana Dharma. It's a story of a boy that became an illustrious sage, and I feel that it reflects so much on the way Prabhuji able to see life and to find wisdom in everything, in his recent writings, to see life as saturated phenomenon, as the mystery and ordinary things, everything around him. So this is a story about Satyakama Jabala. As a boy, he arrived one day to the ashram of Sri Aridrumata Gautama Rishi. In Sanatana Dharma, this is the traditional way that in certain age a child was sent to the ashram, to the home of the spiritual master, to spend many years serving the master and study under their guidance. So Satyakama arrived to the ashram, and Aridurmata Gautama asked him, what is your lineage? Where are you coming from? Since within the path of Sanatana Dharma, within Varnashrama Dharma, this is another name of this path, that you have 4 varnas for different divisions of society, and 4 ashramas for different ways that a person can spend his life. And usually only Brahmanas and Kshatriyas would study under the guidance of the spiritual master in this way. So that was a common question to ask. Aridurmata Gautama asked the boy, what is your gotra, what is your lineage? And the boy said, revered sir, I don't know. I asked my mother, and she told me that she was a servant, and she served many people throughout her life, and she had me in her youth, so she doesn't know who is my father. She doesn't know what is my gotra. So she told me that my name is Satyakama and her name is Jabala. So you should call yourself Satyakama Jabala. That's what I know about myself. And the Rishi said, smiled and said, verily, only Brahmana would reply to this question with so much truthfulness. I will accept you, collect the firewood, and I will accept you. I will initiate you as one of my disciples. And shortly after the initiation, his spiritual master collected 100 lean and very weak cows and sent Satyakama to tend them. And when Satyakama went to graze them, when Satyakama went into the forest, he told to himself, I will not return until those cows will become 1,000. And he spent many years in solitude, tending to the cows and taking care of them and let them graze and grow. And after many years, the cows become 1,000, and they grew very healthy and strong. And then Upanishads say that the bull approached him. And the bull told him, Satyakama. And Satyakama said, yes, revered sir. We became 1,000. Take us to the home of our master. And I will teach you a 1/4. It's like 4 legs of the table and 1 foot of Brahman, or the divine. And the bull, I will read it from here, it's very beautiful. A bull told him, Satyakama, this quarter, called Prakashavan, or radiant, and one who realized the divine in this way become radiant in his life. And the fire will tell you more. Satyakama headed to the home of his teacher, and it was a long way, so they reached evening. He penned the cows, he set the fire, sat in front of the fire, and then the Agni, the fire, the god of fire, spoke to him and said, Satyakama. And he replied, yes, revered sir. I will teach you another foot or another quarter of Brahman. and it called Anantavan, the endless. And one who able to realize this aspect of the divine in his life becomes endless in this world. And then the fire said, the swan will tell you more. And Satyakama continued on his journey, and next night he penned the cows, he set up the fire, and then suddenly a swan flew by and approached Satyakama and said, Satyakama. And he said, yes, revered sir. I will teach you another foot of Brahman. His name is Jyotishman, which is effulgent, and one who can realize that aspect of the divine in his life, become effulgent in the world. And the waterfowl will teach you more. And in the next night, Satyakama penned the cows, sat by the fire, and the waterfowl came to him and said, Satyakama. And Satyakama replied, yes, revered sir. And waterfowl said, I will teach you another foot of Brahman. And its name is Ayatanavan, which is all-supporting, and one who realized that aspect in their life become the all-supporting, become the support of this world. And Satyakama proceed, and when he arrived back to Aridurmata Gautama's ashram, when his master saw him, he asked him, Satyakama, you look so effulgent as one who knows Brahman. What happened to you? Who taught you? And Satyakama shared with him his experience, but he told him, but please, I want to hear this from you. And this is another thing that is so characteristic for Prabhuji, and I feel so inspiring, that throughout his life he had so many guides, so many spiritual masters that he treasured and revere their guidance and their presence in his life, and carry in his life so much love and reverence, and mention them so often. His way to glorify them, to glorify spiritual masters of the past, to glorify the scriptures. So Satyakama said, I heard that from the bull, from the fire, from the swan, but I need to hear it from you, because only the wisdom received from the lips of your spiritual master, only with the blessing of your spiritual master, all those things can really take roots in your heart. And Prabhuji is such a beautiful example of that. So I had to share this with you. And now we go back to those early days of organization and this ability of Prabhuji to see the divinity, to see the wisdom wherever it is in life. In the early years, one of the bhajans that we used to sing so much and meditate with them was a song that I will try to translate it, but I feel that what Prabhuji writes here about this faith in love, in the power of love, and it will connect to the next couple of sentences that we will read, which lies within us. And it's so beautiful because this song comes from someone that we would never consider or think that that person experienced divinity. He is no master in any way. But the truth is there. And if we're able to listen, if we are open, then we will be able to recognize it wherever it comes from. As Prabhuji mentioned in many millennia, in Rig Veda, one of the oldest scriptures known to humanity, there is a verse that say, let any noble idea to come, doesn't matter from where. And Prabhuji has this passion for life, for this mystery, and capacity to perceive it everywhere. So I will read to you this bhajan of the early days, and we'll try to translate, and I feel it's like a commentary in a way. It's like Prabhuji's words here. So it say that between the obscure, and when it's usually translated as a darkness, but I feel it's more correct to translate it, this lack of clarity of this world. So in between of this lack of clarity, like fog, and the mystery in our bitter world, the song say, they say there is yet hope, and its name is love, and we are waiting for its arrival. And if we go back to what Prabhuji wrote there, this faith, this profound trust that we aspire to develop in our capacity to love, in our capacity to be who we are, it is right there. And we wait. And Prabhuji said many times that the spiritual life is an art of waiting. Between the past and the future, between the treasure and the rock bottom. They say there is yet hope, and its name is love, and we're waiting for its arrival. Between the confusion and disaster, you should know that there is a way, and this way is love. Between the fake, what's fake, and what's real, and between what is alive and what is dead, there is love. And this confirmation that Prabhuji wrote there, that this shraddha, this faith, that I trust, I know that this love is within me, that there is love. Somewhere there, I'm not able to perceive it. It feels so far away. But I trust. I have faith that in the depths of my heart, in the depths of our existence, there is something real. And that thing is love. And this love will awake and will become known. And this love will win. And this is so beautiful because in Sanatana Dharma we often say Jai Prabhuji, or Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev, Jai Shri, Jai Bhagavan. And we often, as we say in life, it's something so common. You hear many followers of this path say this Jai, Jai. And Prabhuji explained us, we say it all the time. We finish every lecture with Jai Prabhuji, but what it really means. And Jai means victory. Let Bhagavan be victorious. Let my spiritual master be victorious, in the sense that love, that reality of our existence will win in the end and will manifest itself. And we will continue with few more sentences from Bhakti Yoga, the path of love. And I feel it's kind of conclude all this. Prabhuji writes here, many believe that by devoting ourselves to God, we will know His love. And we spoke about Bhagavad Gita 11:54 in our last talk, just about that. Bhakti, on the other hand, teaches us that only by surrendering to love will we know the divine, as Lord Sri Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita 11:54, only through love you will be able to perceive me as I am. You will be able to dive into my mystery. Because only when we offer our hearts can heaven take possession and make them its own. We often ask why it doesn't happen to us, why we can't experience. We try to do so many efforts, and I feel with Prabhuji is so amazing, because I feel this is the grace to be in the presence of such a being. Everything's so alive. And just this morning, in our morning work, Prabhuji said that we resist in so many different ways. So we often, and this is our tendency in life, we put responsibility in the hands of others. As Prabhuji wrote in the past, that if we suffer in life, or if we have some difficulties in life, it's because of society, it's because of our parents, it's because of our country, because of so many different things. And if we will become enlightened, if we will become blissful, it will be, but or someone who is in charge of that is in the hands of our spiritual master. But Prabhuji say, no, it's in your hands. So only when we able to offer our hearts willingly, when we able to open our hands, empty them from all the things that we try to hold on to, then heaven can make them their own. When we will be able to surrender to love, then our hearts will become accessible. And then, as Prabhuji writes here in such a beautiful way, heaven, the divinity, will make them His own. And it's not like that right now. If we understand, even if we do not believe in God, we are an integral part of life. Without life, we are nothing. When the life leaves this body, the water goes into earth, water, the bones become minerals, rocks. We become nothing. As the Bible said, you came from ashes and into ashes you will return. So life owns us. So our problem is not that we need to attain it in some way or bring it from somewhere, but our problem that we resist. That this conditioning, this experience that we have right now of what Sanatana Dharma called ahankar, is part of this experience of the antakarana, of what we call mind, this internal organ. The experience that creates all this multiplicity, part of it is this: we feel that we are the owners, we are the doers of our life. We possess life. And it's such an absurd. If we think for a moment, it's obvious that we do not possess anything. Life can leave us any moment and we become ashes, we become nothing. But we live with this feeling that we are alive. This is our life. This is our will. These are our desires. And Prabhuji writes here, when the love reveals itself, when the love awakens, when the love becomes victorious, that then we can rest and offer our hearts. And when we're able to offer our hearts, and the moment when we're able to offer our hearts, they are in the hands of the divine. Because this is the natural way, this is the reality. Jai Prabhuji.